charges the charger. Apologies for that. It's a boyfriend. The mom just came in. My AirPods is letting off. I can't see her. Hold on, give me a second. No. No. Get me it. Thank you. Alright. Hello guys. Hello. Let's see if I can find the songs really quick, because there's a 1 hour video he did, which is like a collection of obscure songs, but I can't find them. Why can't I find them? But yeah, so hi Raja. Yeah, Magneto. Oh, there it is. I found him. Yay. Alright. That's an ad. I wish YouTube got a lot of ad blockers these days. But they do not. Unfortunately. So, well, 1 second, it gets the water. Yeah. Ven, Tata. Ven. Y'all may hear a pup squeak. Because Blue's here. Squeaking a little too toy. I'll set the cap on a sec. Excuse me. Sorry about it. There you go. Ah, Blue. I had the same problem looking for my hat. That's how I looked. Alright, that's kind of funny. Bless you, Blue. That's kind of funny. Ay. Oh, it is funny. I'm just waiting for this guy to calm down. Alright, I think he's calm. Keyword, I think. Oh god. Alright, let me just... But like it says in the title, keep in mind that some of the stories I'm gonna read are extremely gory. Or some of them are extremely gory. Anyways. I only have 4, but they're long. I only have 4, but they're long. Alright. Hold on. Let me just... Blue, can you stop? Thank you. I'll just let him keep on doing his thing. Oh, I just left the times at the bottom. Whoops. We'll do this one first. Add. Dios mío. Dios mío. Okay. That fits good. That fits well. Well with the song. Oh, wrong one. Okay. On the road leading outside of a nearby town known as Shadowsville, where the sun meets the hills in its hours of its rise and fall, there lived a beloved family. Although they never had much, they always had a beautiful view of Shadowville. The boy had to have been no older than 11 years old. The townspeople know him as Mika. Mika had short brown hair, eyes as black as coal, and loved wolves. He would always talk about werewolves and how he was going to find one day. His mother was a beautiful woman, fair-skinned, long black hair, which dropped down to her lower back, dark blue eyes, and had a loving smile on her face. One look at her and you would think she was some sort of vampire. His stepfather was a kind soul. A tall, muscular man with crimson red eyes, earth brown hair that went down to his upper back, and his arms full of tattoos. The boy's father left him before he was even born. He passed away in a car accident on his way back home from work. Throughout his life, the young boy sees his stepfather as his father. From the outside, this family might be one big happy family. However, every family has their secrets. The stepfather was the most mysterious in the family. Every night, when the clock strikes 1300 hours, where the moon has been on the peak of the sky, he would go out and not come back until sunrise. He would return with blood all over his mouth and scratch marks all over his skin. Mika and his mother did not question him in his behavior, as they knew that he was a nighttime person and went drinking with his friends. However, Mika's curiosity got the better of him. So the next evening, on a full moon, at 1300 hours, on the 13th day, The boy woke up from his sleep, got out of his bed, and he followed his stepfather. And he followed his stepfather out. I don't know what you mean by that, Tendis, but hi. How you doing? He followed him down the hill into an open field, which was usually lit by sunlight during the daylight. It didn't take long for the young boy to get lost. No, Kenneth, I know what it is. I know what it is. I was wondering, why are you mentioning it? I was wondering, why are you mentioning it? I guess. But I'm confused as to why you brought that up. I'll do research on that later. After a few steps, he lost sight of his father in the fog. Father? Father? Where are you? He cried out. Son of wolves followed in the distance. A feeling of dread soon entered the boy's gut. Something wasn't right, and he had to return home. He turned around to walk back, but when he turned around, he saw no road. The area was completely covered in fog, too thick to see through. Mika never felt more frightened in his life. A simple following of his father turned into himself getting lost. Father? He cried out again. The howls grew louder with every cry. He let out. With each cry of "Father, Father," the howls came closer to him. He wasn't sure what to do. Should he run and possibly avoid danger? Or remain where he is and risk being in danger? A voice could be heard from inside the fog. Mika, young Mika, so brave, so strong for so young. Mika looked around frantically. He didn't recognize the deep, growly voice that responded to him. Adrenaline rushed through young Mika, and without thinking, he ran through the thick fog. He wasn't sure where he was or where he was going. He ran wherever his legs could take him. To his dismay, he heard the howls again, but this time the sound of paws can be heard behind him. Wolves were chasing him. Wolves were chasing after him for their supper. Mika kept running until he came across a small cave that was lit by a fire. He ran into the cave. He ran into the cave. And hid behind a stalagmite to avoid being seen. The wolves ran past the cave, and Mika was able to catch his breath for the time being. He looked around the cave and was in awe. The amount of stalactites and stalagmites were found, and how they glittered in the fire. and left Mika amazed. That awe was soon short-lived. The boy noticed something on the walls of the cave. It looked like claw marks left behind by a dog. The feeling of dread returned to the young boy. He looked around some more, and he saw a sight that would make his soul leave his body. It was a human skeleton, bones still intact, all except for the femur. The boy felt his heart race and the feeling of sickness in his stomach. He heard the sound of growling from the cave. "Hello?" he said. "Is anyone there?" Mika turned to exit the cave, but when he attempted to walk backwards, he bumped into something. He felt the urge to look up, but before he could, he felt something drop on his forehead. With shaky hands and a racing heart, he touched his forehead to see what landed on him. He looked at his hand. A shiver ran down his spine, and his blood ran cold. It was fresh blood. Mika then felt the urge to look up and discover where the blood came from. So he looked up to see what he was leaning against. The figure felt so tall, muscular, and hairy. The boy looked up to see a giant werewolf, blood all over its mouth. The werewolf snarled. The werewolf looked down and snarled. "What are you doing here, boy? You shouldn't be here." Mika was afraid he was talking to a stranger. But when he saw the crimson red eyes and earth-brown hair, he recognized it. The werewolf was his stepfather. And he might have the boy for his next meal. Mika's heart was racing a million miles an hour. He felt his stomach churn, his blood ran cold, and thoughts were racing through his mind. A part of him wanted to scream, "Wolf!" to signal the townspeople. But he knew if he yelled "Wolf," he would risk his stepfather being taken, incarcerated, and possibly executed. His stepfather was the only form of a father he had in his life. And he did not want to leave his mother without a husband and losing a second father. The giant wolf knelt down to Mika's height to speak with him. "Why did you follow me?" I wanted to follow you," Mika said in a shaky voice. "It's not safe out here. You could get hurt." "You would have hurt me, right?" There was a pause. A growl could be heard from the stepfather's stomach. His mouth started to water. It was made clear he was hungry. It was clear that he was hungry for me. Mika asked again. You're not gonna eat me, right?" There was a pause again. "Right?" The stepfather let out a growl. He started walking towards Mika. Without thinking, he backed away. The gray wolf was fast, so he ran behind him, grabbed Mika, and held him up. Mika struggled for a few seconds before the stepfather said, "Shh, there, my boy. It will be over soon." He put the boy in his mouth, and Mika took a deep breath and accepted his fate. What happened to Mika We may never know. Some say his stepfather ate him. Some say he stabbed his stepfather from the inside. But what really happened to Mika? Where did he go? That was actually a lot shorter than I thought it was, if I'm being real. Thanks, Magneto. That was actually the one which I was advised to send to a journal agency. That was the one. That was the one I was sent to. That was the one I was asked to send to a journal. Just a second. Please on YouTube again. Would like to hear it again. Yeah, the VOD is gonna be up on YouTube, and if I can, I'll make sure to put the timestamps for each one, because I have 4. One of them I actually finished today, believe it or not. But I'm gonna say that one. Let's get some water. Oops. Sorry, Blue. Sorry if you guys heard a loud squeak. What's this again? under the continue watching section. Put it out for a second. Okay. Oh shit. Sorry about that. My phone rotated. Sorry. Squeak! No, that's a jump scare. Yeah, sorry, Magneto. Was that right, Billy? Little squeaky squeakies? Little squeaky squeakies? Little squeaky squeakies? He's looking up at me like, what you talking? Bro's looking up at me like, what you talking about? Oh, Blue. What you doing? What you doing? I think we're ready for the second one, which is ow. I think the second goriest one. I think. I don't know. I have a lot of ones that are gory. This may be another gory one. I think. Okay. The day the woman died was a day I will never forget. It still leaves me in tears. Walking in a dark city at 4 a.m. after a hardcore college party. The young woman didn't think she would need any help. It was stupid. That was kind of weird. I'm sure my limits, but okay. It was stupid to think that she had roughly 10 drinks and was intoxicated. She couldn't think straight, nor could she walk. Her words slur every sentence she spoke, almost like a child almost like a baby trying to say "mama." A man jumped in front of her, holding a blade in his hand, blood all over his face, rage in his eyes. "What do you want?" she slurred. "You better watch that pretty little mouth of yours," he said in a booming voice. "I like you. You're kinda hot." "You better shut up or I'll slit your throat." "You wanna... Am I in the city?" "You really have no idea where you are?" "No. I can't even feel myself on the ground." "Oh? So you won't feel it when I do this?" The man stabbed the woman in the stomach with his blade. She simply laughed at the man. Her stomach was pulling blood quickly. She was bleeding out. I'm not sure what the hell was up with her. The man was shocked. She really couldn't feel it. "So, you really can't feel it?" "Nah, Daddy. Stab me again." "Yes, I did say that. Just those were her last words. That young 19-year-old body covered in blood with stab wounds on her stomach, throat, chest, legs, and my back. Eyes bloodshot, eyes eyes bloodshot, eyes open, shirt off, really bra and pants down to her ankles. Paramedics and police were horrified at the sight of a young woman's body brutally stabbed and found for all to see. As I watched that young woman's body being placed in a body bag, I couldn't help but cry. Now here I am. That young 19-year-old woman brutally stabbed 17 times. I don't know if I can say that on stream. And is now dead. I was too drunk to understand what was happening. The influence of alcohol was too much for me to handle. It feels like I am no longer there. I was pale as a ghost. I looked around, not knowing where I was. What was weird was that I could see my body, but I wasn't in it. Next thing I know, I saw a flash of light. I was transported to a large room. Everyone is wearing all black.
Now I know.
Everyone is wearing all black. The women's faces were covered in black fabric that's softer than silk. The men had napkins, tissues for the women to cry into. They tried to stay strong themselves, but some of them couldn't. I looked around and I looked into the casket. Well, what I saw made my unbeating heart sink into my chest. It was me. My eyes were closed. I was wearing a form-fit black dress. My arms were crossed over my chest, as if I was receiving a blessing of First Communion. I had no pulse. I was dead. I couldn't believe it. My whole life, I didn't like going to funerals, but I went to my own. I couldn't help but feel sick to my stomach. I was on the verge of tears. I didn't see my family. The only people I saw were my grandmother and my cousin. Tears were flowing down their faces. My father passed away in war and left my mother alone with me. My mother wasn't the best human being. In fact, she was the worst. She never loved me and blamed me for my father's death. Now that I was dead, she didn't care at all. My dead heart stopped beating and I felt fear beyond all comprehension. That night, I was floating on my bed. My ghost body felt numb, like I couldn't fly. I couldn't sink through the bed onto the floor. All I could do was float. 5 hours passed by, and I feel a rising sensation in my chest. It is impossible to describe it. It felt like rage and anger, but it was more hatred, evil and spiteful. My once ocean blue eyes shifted into a fire crimson red. This was true anger. The anger I never felt in my life. My once pale skin grew into a bloodthirsty red. I felt something change. Though my body was still a ghost, I could pick up things around me. A small but sinister voice came to my ear, and it whispered, "Kill, kill." words kept repeating in my head, repeating in my ear. With each time the word was repeated, I felt a feeling rise in me. It felt bloodthirsty and vengeful. I tried to ignore the feeling, but I couldn't. It was too much. I lowered myself to the ground, but I felt something was off. Instead of floating through the floor, I was able to stand on the floor. Being able to walk instead of float was the best feeling I've ever felt in my afterlife. But with every step, I felt like my human body was coming back. As I walked forward, to my left was a kitchen knife. When I saw it, the voice in my ear whispered, "Grab the knife. You know you want it. Satisfy your urge for blood and slay those who have wronged you." The feeling grew stronger, and eventually, I caved. I picked up the knife with my ice-cold hands. The knife was in my hands, and I felt the handle in my left hand, which was covered in cuts. I heard the voice whisper again, "Kill, kill, kill." I decided to do the impossible. Killing the living as a ghost. I knew exactly who I wanted to start off with. My mother. I flew to my mother's house that evening. It was 2:56 a.m. She was already asleep in bed. I flew through the walls with ease, knife in hand, and filled with rage. She was asleep on her side, her hair messy, wearing a black nightgown. I leaned over her and quietly whispered in her ear, "Hello, Mother. Miss me?" She woke up in a cold sweat. I guess my ice-cold breath woke her up from her deep sleep. My mother was very easy to scare, so I didn't even need a lot to scare her. She looked around the room in a panic. Her deep ocean blue eyes were filled with terror, and her limbs started to quiver. Who's there?" She said in a horrified voice. Without even thinking, in a spit of fire and rage, I plunged the knife straight into her back. The knife struck so deep that it pierced through her spine. It came out from her stomach. Blood pooled everywhere, from the bed sheets to the knife itself. I retracted the knife quickly, and the blood on the knife faded. Her lifeless body laid on the bed in a pool of blood. Her platinum blonde hair grew red from the blood. Her ocean blue eyes shut for eternally. Her beating heart stopped. Because her nightgown was black, it was impossible to see the blood on her body. I felt relief set in my ghostly body, as if a weight was lifted off my dead, cold, cut shoulders, and I could breathe. That relief was short-lived, as the little voice said, You're not finished. There's still more to do." "What do you mean?" "I said, kill those who have wronged you. It wasn't just her." No need to hesitate. You know who to strike next. A shiver ran down from my spine. I knew who the spirit was referring to. My ex-boyfriend. We had been dating for 2 years until he got really drunk and cheated on me. He was always a liar and a cheat. Anyways, I knew he was an all-nighter, so the chances of me killing him when he awake were pretty high. At the thought of my ex's name, I felt rage once again take over me. That's a good ghost girl. Don't call me good ghost girl. Temper, temper. Tisk, tisk, tisk. You know what to do. Go satisfy your urge for blood, my ghost girl. I flew to his house to find him gaming. His dark brown hair, long as I remember, his green eyes starting to close from exhaustion. His 6'5" tall body started to slouch. I knew it was the perfect time to strike. I flew through the walls, floated towards him, and whispered in his ear, "Hey, baby boy." Like my mom, he snapped out of his trance in a cold sweat. He presumed it was the window open, and it got on his neck. Oh, was he wrong? I walked in front of him, sat down in his lap. The knife was hidden under my shirt, covered in holes from the stabbing. He felt creeped out and started to shake. I kissed him on the lips, and he started to cry. As I was kissing him, I reached for the knife and stabbed him right in the chest, straight into his heart. When I retracted the knife once again, the blood faded from the knife. I saw Max's body gushing out blood, his eyes looking bloodshot, coughing up blood. A part of me couldn't help but smile. The little voice spoke again. "Well done, my ghost girl. You did well." "Thank you, but who are you? Do you really wish to know?" "Yes, who are you? Are you a voice or a ghost like me?" "Oh, you sweet little naive ghost girl. I'm not a voice nor a ghost." Just then, a flash of red light filled the room. Fire surrounded me in the light. From that small emerged a sight I never thought I would see. He had horns in his head, an upside-down crucifix on his forehead, a tail with a sharp pointed edge, fangs and broken wings on his back. His body was crimson red, his eyes were blood red, and he had a trident in his hand. "I am Beelzebub, ruler of all hell." "Hell?" "Yes, my dear. You earned yourself a one-way ticket there." I knew I wasn't going into heaven. I know as well. But I'll ask you this. Ask away. Are you ready to take revenge on anyone who wronged you? My eyes went to a crimson shade of red, and I was filled with rage once more. Yes, I yearn for revenge. Then join me. Take my hand, and together we will take revenge on anyone you want. No demon will lay a finger on you as long as... He pulled me close and grabbed me by the waist as he continued. "You are mine." I'm not sure what came over me, but I felt butterflies in my stomach for Beelzebub. I accepted his offer and took his hand. In a flash of light, I was transformed. The little ghost girl was now a demoness, married to Beelzebub, ready to kill anyone who has wronged her. Who will they come after next? It might be you or me. We may never know. But if you feel an ice cold breath somewhere on your body, you better pray you make it out alive. You may be next. Oh, Lordy. That can get me a good scare. Honestly. Like, I got chills from writing it. And I also got chills retelling it. Do I want to do the newer one? Or this one? Actually, better idea. Because I'm planning on putting scary stories on TikTok. Not with the stream, but what's the word that I was gonna say? With fucking webcam. So I'll do like my usual way to record at TikTok. For now, I'm actually starting to get tired, and I know if I go over 9, Mom will get her pissed off. And I need to get ready for that to him. Yeah. Hope you guys enjoyed. First stream of 2024. Granted, it was only two short stories, but the other two I was contemplating on put them on extra with, but not because they are not as gory as the one I just read, but same amount of gory, so I'll give you guys a break. With that. I don't think I read a date. No, I haven't read a date. I have not read a date. Okay. I mean, I could, so why not? Oh, shit. Maybe I'll do a goal later. Maybe I'll do a goal later. Is that third person? Yeah. Okay. We're gonna, oops. Send the love on over to Dade. Dade Audios. He's a friend of Hope's. I don't really know him like personally, but I do know that he is a really nice guy. So I'll hopefully stream again on Friday. So I'll see you guys then. Bye. Bye.